Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of MetaBurn Fit TV. I'm your host with the most, Coach Rahz, and I got the one and only over there, Mr. Nutrition, Greg Canola. What's going on, Greg? How you feeling today?
He's got way too much energy. But welcome to Q&A Monday.
Thank you. What is it? It's Q&A Monday.
So we like to have fun here. We're going to have a great show for you guys today, and we have an awesome question from Samantha. She emailed us over. You're too much. So Samantha asked, I use a lot of oil to cook with, but a little confused on what's a good oil and what's a bad oil, which is kind of common out there. I mainly use canola, corn, or vegetable oil, but I've heard that there are better ones. How can you tell the difference between all these oils and which ones are the best? Well, Samantha, welcome to the Cooking Oil Bonanza. We're going to show you exactly what oils to be taking, what oils to avoid. But to address your first question about your canola oil, your vegetable oil, and the corn oil, there's a lot of negatives about that out there. So the first thing we understand is this crap right here, yes, I said it, sorry for the language, the vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, it's horrible. It's marketed out there like it's the best thing to use for cooking and all that. The government is teaching you about how healthy monounsaturated fats are and everything like that. But these guys right here, the first bad thing is that the polyunsaturated fats in them are very unstable to heat, pressure, or light. So what that does is when we ingest it, it creates more free radicals in our body, which we don't want at all. So that's number one on these type of oils. Number two is they're highly processed and refined. And generally when things are highly processed and refined, they're usually very cheap to make. Now, if you're like me, you don't really like to put in very, very cheap things into your body because you have to take care of this. So these things, again, number two, are no good. And number three is they've actually seen in canola oil, when used with heat or even high heats, that some of the omega-3 content in there was actually converted into trans fat. Now we all know that the majority of trans fats out there are that artery clogging type of fat, and we want to get rid of those. So that's number three. So all these oils, whoop, we're going to throw them away. All right, so let's get into our top oils and why. So we have two brands right here, and I wasn't able to get to the third brand, but we'll share with you why. So my first oil that we love to use here is avocado oil. Not only does it taste amazing when you cook with it, but it also is pretty high in monounsaturated fats, which is good for our health, and it's cold pressed. So meaning just like olive oil, it's compressed down from the true natural avocado, and it doesn't require heat to extract the actual oil. The second oil I want you guys to look into, and we've all heard it, is extra virgin olive oil. And what you can see here is the type of bottle, the color. It's a little dark greenish. Now, they've seen that bottles that are clear versus bottles that are very, very dark actually get impacted by the sunlight. So these guys always look for the greener or the darker bottles for when you get your oils. So extra virgin olive oil, it's very good to cook on low temperatures, but it's mainly better for you when you use it as a salad dressing, you mix it in with salad dressing. Also, it is cold pressed, so it's not extracted from heat, which is a good thing. My other favorite guy, coconut oil. It is absolutely amazing when you cook this with food. Now, the difference between this and the other two oils is this is higher in saturated fats, which again, although the media has pumped up saturated fats to be horrible for you, the saturated fats from this is very, very good for you as well. And coconut oil can actually withstand very high heats in cooking. So I suggest using coconut oil as your main cooking oil if you're going to cook with it. And the last one, which we don't have on us, but it's called Udo's oil. Now, Udo's oil is not something you cook with at all. You know, Udo's oil actually gets destroyed pretty fast when you use heat against it, but the omega-3 content is pretty high in there, and what we know from omega-3s is that it's an anti-inflammatory agent. So go look up Udo's oil. I promise you it tastes great. It's great to put into your shakes, onto your salads, whatever you want to put on it. So those are our top 4 brands of why we use those types of oils. So I suggest you switch out all the canola oil, all the corn oil, and all the vegetable oil, and try one of these guys out. All right, so now the fun part. We're going to teach you in the next show, or the next segment right now, on how to save calories with oil. I'm going to show you the top 3 ways on how you can cut calories using oil, because oil is pretty heavy in calories, so we want to monitor it. And I need a whiteboard to help me teach you this. So it says, Mr. Nutrition's top 3 tips on how to use oils. Awesome. So the first one is we want to use less. Okay, that's obvious we want to use less, but what do I mean by that? You don't have to use this in all your cooking. You know, not every food from breakfast to lunch to dinner has to use oil. There's other alternatives you can use. So if you're going to use the cook at nighttime or put it onto your egg omelet in the morning, you can always use baking your food in the oven, or you can grill your food and marinate it a little bit. So there's always other options besides oil. Second one is you always want to brush oil onto your food or onto the pan. This way it spreads evenly, it distributes the flavor, and it saves a ton of calories versus taking a tablespoon and doing this, or taking the bottle and just dumping it. Number 3 is to bump me up. What I mean that is you want to get an oil pump. This way you pump it, you compress it, and it gives out the proper portion size of an oil over your salads, over your meat, and everything too as well. So those are my top 3 tips, and just remember, there's 100 calories per tablespoon of oil, so be careful of that. And that's it, folks. That's the show today. So do me a big favor. You learned all about oil. You learned, how fats are good for burning fat, and I'll actually post that up above too as well, so you can see that video from last episode. Help us out a little bit. We just gave you great information to transform your body using just oils. Make sure to share this all over social media world, Facebook it, Twitter it. Send it out to your friends via email. And also, don't forget, up above, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. This way you never miss another MetaBurn Fit TV show. And if you haven't forgotten to do this, head over to our website at www.metaburnfittv.com. And upwards of the right-hand corner, there's a big box that says free gifts. These are 2 DVDs that we made for our private nutrition and fitness clients that we want to give to you for free. So we just put your name and your email address there, and we'll deliver it right out to you. So that's it. That's the show. I have nothing left, unless Coach Rahz behind the camera has something to say.
That's the show, folks. See you next week.
Stay fit, stay firm. The Surgery Freeway.
Hello, everybody. This is Coach Rahz, and today's
These ads right here.